Sairam. So he left with you with a question. When you get up, your mind is bound to work. The creation is bound to be there. And still, what it is to be without being in the waking state. This is at sadhakas, not at the transcendental level, which was given in the fourth, in the session. Two answers came, two of you have not answered that, but he cannot wait in the mission, so he is proceeding. This is given in another so many verses, in fact. This particular verse was given to you in some other code. Kva srishti kva cha samsara kva sadhyam kva cha sadhanam kva sadhaka kva siddhirva aham advaye swarupe. In this we will take only the first part, where is the creation and where is the destruction. In that we will take only where is the creation, because it is the creation which makes you, forces you to be aware of the waking state. Right? Creation at the macrocosmic level, God creates the creation, Srishti. And in the Pralaya Kala, Samharam, God destroys the world and takes it back to Him. And most interestingly, every day we are doing the same. When we get up, when our mind is agitated, why agitate? Because of our desires, our vasanas, or trace back basically because of our jiva, ego. So because of this ego pushing our vasana and vasana pushing our desires or ragadvesha, the jiva's ego projects itself to perceive the world avarana. So at that moment the world is created for the jiva. That means, in the context of Acharya's question, he awakens to the waking state of consciousness. And every night in deep sleep or at the transcendental level in samadhi, when the mind is free of agitation, desire, and it is at rest, the world is dissolved for the mind, and the world gets dissolved and the mind retraces itself to the pure state aham. Or in the case of deep sleep, non-apprehension state. So every day we are creating the world, and every night we are dissolving the world. Now coming to the sage. The sage who abides in self has transcended mind, of course. There is no medium available for projecting the world and to withdraw the world. So he has no creation or no dissolution of the universe for him. Okay. Two times this has been validated, once in the temple and again in the temple. The first validation, when one wakes up in the morning, mind would be active. His eyes would see the creation. How then do we say there is no creation for a Jivan Mukta? This was the question posed to you. One revelation is, let us not talk about that a Jivan Mukta doesn't have vasanas, desires, etc. because that we have told umpteen number of times. But this vasana, avidya vasana, when it comes from where it comes from, where the desires rush, you cannot control them. So they are so subtle and yet so powerful that you cannot have a watch on them as a sadhaka to control them and to avoid yourself from being aware of the waking state. So what is more difficult but more uh, knowable, not measurable, very clearly distinguishable state, which is the goal of sadhaka, where clearly the sadhaka can make out that there is no waking state. For me, I am not disturbed by the waking state. One of the sadhakas, while talking today, exactly told this. If last session given to you was the completeness session, before the last session, see if one is not complete in himself or herself, if one lacks fulfillment within, if one is not in utmost infinite peace, then his or her mind is bound to perceive the creation. That means the mind is bound to perceive the waking state because that mind would continuously be searching for something which it doesn't even know, some unknown factor which can bring in the permanent peace. So, सूरज को धरती तरसे धरती को चंद्रमा, same thing. Here, in the case of Janaka, validated by Acharya's state in temple, there is complete fulfillment. There is total completeness within, paripurna samtrapti within. So let the mind be there, let the creation be there, let me walk in creation, act in creation, laugh in creation. Still, my mind is not going to search for anything, for more fulfillment within. In this context, I say, nay, I roar, there is no creation for me, or there is no waking state for me. Further validation, this is the first time revelation to you, sadhakas. Hold on to this even at this stage, wherever you are. Extremely useful revelation. We will validate this keeping a jiva and a jivan mukta. both sitting side by side. Both of them, suppose, needless to their Janaka or a Jivan Mukta or a Videha Mukta, he shines with the glow of godly perfection and ever in Samadhi, eternally at peace. And for the purpose of clarity of what is going to be revealed, side by side you sit, or a jiva, let a jiva sit. You dare to sit means you please sit. Each one of you listening to this. And suppose you imagine that you have gone into a very deep nididhyasana of a session. And in those few moments, your state of peace is not less than the state of peace of the Jivan Mukta. So imagine both of you are at the same state, one with yourself. At least you can say totally peaceful, totally tranquil. Now, in the case of a Jivan Mukta who had led the life of a normal Jiva like your Guru, definitely certain objects or certain human beings, say human beings will leave, certain objects, one or two at least, should have been a major attraction for them prior to realization. And in the case of you or a Jiva, there may be many objects of attraction, or at least few, or even in your case, at least one source of major attraction, which attracts you immediately. He can share that up till 2017, he had a major attraction. Not 2000, before. He had a major attraction for Land Rover, Range Rover supercharged. That was his dream. He would get mesmerized on seeing the car on the roads. Similarly, if you say you don't have any object, you go back to prior to 2011 sadhana period and bring before you any human being or any object which has been your foremost source of attraction. Leave your family members, see, leave Swami and leave Acharya. Anything, any object, any human being which was your major attraction. Now, both are seated. To this Jivan Mukta, the Range Rover comes and parks there. To you, the Jiva, you are a major source of attraction. That human being or that object is there in front of you. Both the eyes open. You have to, like a video, you have to go through this visualization to get this greatest secret today on the sacred day of Janmashtami. Both the eyes open. Okay? What is the process that happens? Reflected consciousness way back it was explained in the context of an almirah at a sadhaka's house. If that sadhaka or all of you remember them. Anyways, any object which you see, what is the process exactly? Your eyes see the object and at that moment we know for sure senses, body, mind, intellect, everything is illumined by consciousness. Otherwise they would be Jadavastu for sure. But there is one more process in between which differentiates a jiva from a jivan. For the jiva, what happens? His or her most desired object is right there in front of them. The eyes see, and at that moment itself, there is no time gap. The moment you see at the same time, say what we have assumed for understanding that both are at the same most tranquil, peaceful state, right? So sadhaka is also an as much tranquil state. The object, eyes have opened, the object is seen. In the case of sadhaka, what happens? There is a disturbance in the sadhaka, which in yoga language or Vedantic language is called vritti, thought pattern. There is a disturbance. There is a vritti. And this vritti, like the DP4 which was explained, everything is illumined by consciousness. This vritti is illumined by the reflected consciousness. And in the mind, exactly inside, magically, the same object which is standing, existing there, the mind captures the exact object within. How? The vritti is illumined by the reflected consciousness. So, we can say, like in the village we used to do, we boys or you girls, we used to stand and there used to be a competition. We used to have a stone in our hand and we used to go sideways and then throw with all the force. The competition is whose throw gets the maximum ripple in the river. That boy or girl would win. Okay, you recall that? Like that ripple, in that peaceful, tranquil state of a sadhaka, as soon as that vritti has come on seeing that object of their liking, there is a ripple in the consciousness. And that consciousness illumines that vritti, and you are now exposed to the creation, or you are exposed to the waking state. This cannot ever be explained in a more lucid manner ever. Chinmaya's language, sight of objects creates disturbance in mind called vritti. This vritti glows in the light of consciousness. With that glow, the vritti culminates into the knowledge of that object. And this culmination is expressed in one of the verses by Ashtavakra as phalam. That is, the effort has borne the fruit, phalam. So, phalam is what? The objective knowledge. There is an object of your liking in the past or present. There is a means of knowledge within you, your sight, and then there is this consciousness which reflects and glows. This object glows, and then the phalam is obtained, the objective knowledge. The object of knowledge has now culminated into the objective knowledge, which is called objective awareness. And you are exposed, you are thrown open to the creation, waking state of consciousness. Now come to the Jivan Mukta. The eyes see the object, no denying of the sun. But in his abidance in self, in his samadhi state, there is no vritti, there is no ripple in consciousness. This is the difference between a jiva and a jivan mukta. And this is how jivan mukta, even when he is exposed to the objects, he is not disturbed by the creation, or he is not aware of the creation, or there is no waking state of consciousness for him. Go back to the Drigdrishya Viveka process. Rupam, Drishyam, Lochanam, Drik. With that we started. Seer, seen, we made a tabulation. At the grossest level, your senses. In this example, your eyes. Your senses is the seer. The outside object is the seen. The next stage, mind is the seer. The senses are the seen. And you take out the intelligent part of it. Then the consciousness is the seer and the mind is the seen. For the jiva, this cycle goes up to the second level. That is, senses are the seer, object is the seen. Mind is the seer and senses are the seen. He stops. And he gets the objective awareness in his mind. And is exposed to the creation fully at a grossest level. For a Jivan Mukta, the cycle gets completed at the first stage. Rupam, Drishyam, Lochanam, Drik. Senses, seer, objects are the seen. Afterwards, there is no flow. So the mind is cut, intellect is cut. Here, he goes back. Till now he taught you, mind is equal to consciousness. Here, senses is equal to consciousness, because there is no further flow of the senses. Everything is consciousness. The whole Anantam consciousness he is. So, there is no vritti. Let us visualize. Both are going for a yajna. A jiva carries along with him the samagri for igniting the yajna, this thing, fire of yajna. He is carrying the samagri of his desire, his vasanas, and the wood material. Jivan Mukta is poor in the material world, so he cannot afford to carry the samagri with him. No wood, no ghee, no desire, no vasanas, no vritti, no ripple in consciousness. Hence, the objects in the waking state of consciousness do not affect him. And in this context, there is no waking state for him. Even while he is awake, his senses are functional and he sees the creation. This is the answer to the yesterday's question. So, the immediate goal for this other class, till the time you realize, if you have to realize in this work, is you have the creation, you have your senses, you have your mind intellect. But nothing seen, nothing heard in life should create the vritti of this, which cause ripple in your existence as consciousness. At least if it arises, just mercilessly cut it at that moment. Don't allow it to travel to your mind and create that ripple. That is why he gave you the test of 5 minutes. What thought is disturbing you for more than 5 minutes? You remember? If this you are able to achieve, still you can say there is not much of waking state for you. If you are able to cut off the head of that vritti as and when it starts arising. If you allow it, then you are helpless. It imprisons you and it binds you. This is bondage, exactly. For the jiva, it is indirect knowledge or objective awareness. For the jivan mukta, it is objectless awareness. Awareness is common in both the people. That's why it is said, everything good or bad, everything consciousness illumines, otherwise nothing is possible. We are all jada vastu. A criminal also cannot crime. But it doesn't justify just saying that all consciousness is illuminating. Where is your discrimination? This goes and gets added to the Saturday's 4 of verse number 94. There is no waking state, no dream state. There is, let us understand the waking state. But first dream and deep sleep will take care of themselves automatically. Sadhakas, this cannot be given more clearly. He doesn't contemplate, but he lives as you when he reads such verses from his most sacred writings, Ashtavakra Gita. He lives as you and he finds solution for you and he feeds you with food into your mouth. You are just helping. Every sadhaka with intelligence, if he is sincere or she is sincere, can grasp this particular. No vasana, no desire will look fantastic, but you cannot control the vasana. Here, there is a point where the vritti can be controlled and அந்த குரல் வேலையை பிடிச்சு நெருக்கிறதுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி you can just mercilessly kill that everything before it grows to an enormous proportion. If you have achieved it, then for you also, effectively, there is no waking state. Why? Because when the vritti is curbed initially and then totally transcended in the most advanced stage, now, then this vritti cannot join hands with the vasanas. This vritti cannot join hands with desire. This vritti cannot join hands with raga, dvesha, vinivesha. And this vritti ultimately cannot reach to your mind. What is mind? Swami has told, bundle of his thoughts. Bundle of thought. Each thought is killed in there. Till the time you transcend it. So effectively you have conquered your vasanas, you have conquered desires. You have conquered your mind. And your state on one day when you have conquered the same state of achievement now. Signed, sealed, delivered, assured. So an avatar, an incarnation or a jivan sees each one of you devoid of the ripple in your consciousness. That's it. Exactly this is what is seeing everybody as self or everybody as God. Practically you take it today. Okay. On this most sacred Janmashtami day, where the greatest avatar, Paripurna Shri Krishna was born, who was the greatest warrior when it comes to killing so many demons, was the greatest spokesperson, the statesman when it comes to going on behalf of the Pandavas and trying to explain to the in the Kauravas assembly for peace. He was the greatest epitome or greatest origin of prema, love. Each one of the 16,000 wives of Sri Krishna and Krishna with them. And the relationship was far, far, far beyond. It was totally prema. When he was in his Guru Sandipani's ashram, he was the greatest disciple. Learned everything. It is said he learned 64 arts, 64 days. Unparalleled disciple. Unparalleled bandhu for Kuchi. Unparalleled sakha for Arjuna. Unparalleled premi for Vikas, Radha. Unparalleled statesman. Unparalleled Sarathi. Unparalleled rescuer, Bhaktavatsala, when he rescues the Kunti Devi from Durvasa's curse when they are about to come for a sumptuous meal. Kunti and Draupadi do not have anything, and he creates a magic where while taking the bath, Durvasa and his attendants were so full that they run away from there in shame. And what to talk about the Bhakta Vatsala when he gives unlimited robes, cloth to Draupadi. Take any factor, he is the best in the best out of the best out of the best. Shri Krishna. is described as the Manmatha, Cupid of the Cupid. Such an enchanting beauty nowhere heard in history. Anywhere. Perfectionist to the core from childhood to the end in every aspect, every aspect. Prostrating towards Sri Krishna, take home his greatest revelation. How even a sadhaka can escape the fear of being exposed to the waking state or to the creation and its evil impact. Hari Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Krishna Govinda Hari Murari. He Nam He Vasudeva. He Narayana. He Vasudeva. Jai Shri Krishna. Radhe Radhe.